What's up, guys? Another movie review real quick. I hope to not make this one a ramble review. This one I actually wrote down some notes and I have some good points and things like that. So, The Magnificent Seven. I really enjoyed it, but let's jump into the reasons why. Alright, so Magnificent Seven. I feel like the only appropriate place to start on this movie is the cast. So we've seen a lot of movies come out in the past that just throw every big name they can at a script and hope that it works out. Expendables. But this movie doesn't really feel like one of those. I'm saying it was actually really good, and not just because I went to see it for the cast, but the story is actually good. So the first thing I thought when I left the theater was, this is probably the best true Western we've seen in a while. Now, some people might say, like, oh, this isn't a Western, this isn't Clint Eastwood, blah, blah, blah. Hear me out. So, we don't really get movies like that too much anymore. I mean, we've had some remakes, things like that. Django Unchained and Hateful Eight were great, but, and a lot of people agreed with me, I don't think those are really just Westerns. Both of those movies have way more to them than just Western. And of course, because it's Tarantino, there's mystery, there's revenge, blood, all of that. So, that being said, I haven't seen this good of a Western in a while, at least in the American scene. That's kind of weird for me to say. But movies like The Good, The Bad, and The Weird, and, Sukiyaki, Western Django, those were really good Western films, Asian. And I'm getting somewhere with this, I promise. They bring something from those that worked so well, and his name, I'm not going to mispronounce this, because I have notes. His name is Lee Byung-hun. I probably still mispronounced that, but at least I tried. He is an amazing actor. He's in I Saw the Devil. He's in the previous two movies I mentioned. And he is great in The Magnificent Seven. So like I said, we're going to talk about cast. Denzel, Chris Pratt, Ethan Hawke. Wasn't my favorite, but he was still good. Manuel Garcia, Vincent, I'm not going to say his last name, but you know who he is. Martin Sensmeyer. Another great actor, really awesome in the role. And that brings us down the list to Peter Sarsgaard. So I was thinking, and at first I was like, oh, he's, whatever, he was a villain. But now that I think about it, I think he was a really good Western villain. And you'll see that if you've seen the movie or if you go see it after this review. He's just really good. He's not completely unstoppable. He's not completely super evil, but almost. But he has his faults, and I feel like that happens a lot in good movies, like this one. So, the cast was just amazing, and I don't think that they tried too hard to be diverse, and that showed in the movie. I think they just picked good actors for the roles. And I know this is a remake, but I apologize, I haven't seen any of the original TV show or anything. So I'm just going off of seeing the new movie this year. Now I said this wasn't going to be a ramble review, but it definitely sounds like it's getting there. Anyways, back on track. So, awesome cast. Great story. There's some drama in there. I feel like they build up each of the characters pretty well. Even though some of them have very small introductions, you get a feel of who they are as a character, and I think they did that well. Like I said, good story, and then what you're all wondering, was the action any good? Yes, it was very good. I don't want to say it was as good as 300, but it's the same kind of concept. You have 7, 8, main guys and a little tiny army up against hundreds and hundreds of other dudes. And they have to figure out how to succeed. They're protecting this town. So it creates, I feel like, anyways, it creates a lot of good action, and there's more action throughout the movie than just that. So it keeps you very well entertained. I think it was actually a pretty long movie, but it didn't feel like it. I came out of the theater happy. So I think that kind of wraps it all up. I would probably give it 4.5 out of 5. There weren't very many problems I had with the movie. So yeah, it was great. I mean, I'll have to come back at the end of the year. It might be in, my top 10, top 15 movies of the year. So once again, thanks for watching this review, and have a good night.